Right, we've just moved on probably another 50-60 yards. We're into the field now. There's another rabbit sat out there, and I'm unhappy to report it looks like it's another mixer. It's just sat there, it's not moving. We're making, because the wheels, the fields are that waterlogged, we're splashing, it's pulling his boots off, and it's making sucking and splashing noises, but they're not moving. Normally a rabbit's long gone. We've seen it before, we've been out there 60 yards and they've gone. These, I could probably walk up to them and catch it. So it's making the job tonight quite easily, but it's, as we're talking now, it's still sat there, it's not even moving. I can just see its head moving side to side as if it's trying to focus its eyes. So if you'd like to just bear with me, I'll do a bit of dispatch. It's just over the top of the fence again, so that is, yeah, straightforward. Well, that's another damn mixy one. Yeah, it's the same again. Its eyes are puffed up. It's sore as anything. It's basically blind. You pick it up from his back end, and your fingers go straight through it. You can feel there's no meat. It's just skin and bones. They're going to die an awful death. So we're doing them a favour by knocking these off as quick as we are. Like I said, the good thing is, because they're so lethargic and affected, then we can get to them quite close and quite easily. Right, from the top of the field, we could scan down here. I could just see a bit of heat source over a bit of a brow of a hill in towards the corner where the two fences meet. The wood's in the background. They come out of the wood into here. Sorry to say, it looks like another lethargic one. It's not moving around, it's like it's dreaming. But we've got about 40 yards on it, so right, we're back by the container. If you remember, I looked at that tree earlier, and there's a rabbit hole into the roots of the tree. There's one just, you can just see its head poking out from the side of the tree now, and should be pretty straightforward, this. Yeah, nice one. He's down. That one looked quite healthy. I'm not holding my hopes up for this. Everyone we're up to now, I think, apart from one that definitely didn't see any signs of it, everyone's been mixed. It's another mixer. You can see the shot through the eye. You can see the mixer it's taking care. I mean, you feel this. There's nothing there, and it's just everything feels crunchy. Damn shame. It just makes the job a little bit more important to get them sorted out and get rid of them. We'll move on. Right, just took one from the tree. We've used the container as a bit of a shield to mask his movements. As we come out, as I poke my head around the corner, there's a bit of a clearing. There's a rabbit sat there, and it's just waiting for me. It's not on its head, and it seems to be eating all right, but that doesn't mean to say it's not in the depths of mixer. Anyway, let me just get myself. There we go. Lovely. Just bowled over a bit of a jump and it's all over. Another one then. That one looks a bit more healthy. I'm hoping it's not. Whether it's a good thing if it's not got it, because it will probably get it eventually, but anyway, it's after that last shot, it's not getting anything. We'll have a look. That's 3 from down here. Not a bad little area, this. We know they're underneath this container. We know they're in the woods at the back, and we know they're in that tree behind me. So quite a worthwhile little spot to visit. Right, we've come round to the side of the container. We've had that one. I haven't got a chance to pick that one up yet. We're looking through the fence now, and it's a strange thing with rabbits. They can probably see you quite plainly, but because they've got a little bit of shrubbery or ground cover between us, they think they're safe. It's soon going to learn a lesson that that is not the case. And he's down. Right, bit of a problem. That last shot through into the woods where we can see the rabbit, 25 yards. Tried to get to it, but my feet are sticking in the water here. Remember this morning I was splashing around in the water, acting like a dick, and now, like I say, it's come back to bite me in the arse. The water is probably 2 or 3 foot deep till there. The rabbit's the other side of that. The rabbit's staying where it is. The fox can have that, and we're just going to have to suck that one up and can't pick it, can't count it. So unfortunately that's where we are. But the water at the moment, as you can probably hear, it's a good 6-7 inch here. Walking into that bit, it's going to be over the top of the wellies, and unfortunately no rabbit is worth me getting my feet soaking wet like that. So it's fox full for tonight. Next problem, as we've left the container, I've knocked the gun against a steel container. It wasn't a very hard knock, but it's enough to make you get your mind racing. So, and it's not also a bad thing. Just check your zero periodically. Even if it's through the night, you're feeling you've knocked it, or you've dropped it, or it's fell over, or for some reason you're missing your shots or whatever. So it's always worth having a couple of shots just to check zero. So we've got some old fence posts here, and we're going to see where we are with it. Just get a 3-shotter and see what's what. That's where it wants to be. Perfect. Yep, all 3 stacked. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So it just shows you, even though I thought I might have knocked this out of zero, it hasn't knocked it. But confidence is back where it should be. I don't have to worry about it. I've been out of zero and I can carry on. That's the 4, I would call this the container 4. There's one in the corner by the container, one by the tree by the container, one through the woods by the container, and one out in the open. Excuse me, I think we must be approaching double figures now. The unfortunate thing is I would say that everyone's probably got mixer, even though one of them's not showing much signs of it. The rest of them all got the definite signs of the eyes all puffed up and closed, lethargically moving around, nodding their head, trying to see where they're going. So it's obviously a problem. We're going to carry on going. We'll probably definitely get into double figures tonight, and just get these mixes out of the way. It's put a different spin on what we're doing tonight. Normally a rabbit cleared up is just quite an enjoyable thing, but it's a bit sad, to be honest, when I'm shooting rabbits with mixes. It's just, you're putting them out to the misery. It's a good thing, and I shouldn't be sad, but it's just, I don't like to see them suffering before taking them out. A little bit like squirrel pox. Yeah, thanks to mankind, we've got the mixes to deal with. Anyway, we'll get these sorted out, get them in a rucksack, and we'll move on to the next corner. Like I said, I'm picking heat source up in the gorse, so hopefully that's going to be another one. I like to think it's going to be a clean one, and we can have some in the freezer for Ziva. Anyway, we'll crack on. Right, we've made our way across from there. We just took the picture of the last 4 we took from the container area. Got towards the gorse area. I said I could see some sort of heat source, and it's the same again. And it's moving about slowly, lethargically again. For me, it's just screaming out Mixie again. So let's do the honourable thing. Yeah. Right. It's I had to shoot through a few bits of branches and gorse and stuff, and it's took it clean out. It's rolled onto its back and it's kicking its legs up in the air. It's down. I'm just going to go and try and clamber through the gorse to get this one. This looks like quite easily retrievable compared to the one we had to leave early in the water. So yeah, it's another mix here, I reckon. Right, we've had the last 4 from the container, we just took the last one from the gorse. We've walked round now and we've got a bit of a clear view up the hillside. There's a rabbit sat out on its own. We're relatively close, we're like 35-40 yards. It's not moving far from us, it's not bolting. So, you know what I'm thinking here. That's another one down. Honestly, I'm thinking that's another mixer. I'm thinking everything we've had tonight has been a mixer rabbit. If it's not been showing the symptoms, it'll be getting ready to show the symptoms. We'll go and pick that one up, and then we'll start heading back along the top fence, back down to where we started, and see if we can pick anything else up on the way around. And we'll just have a bit of a scan around, see if there's anything else knocking about in the woods. Right. So we're ready.
Just keep going, mate.
Right, here we go. Rabbits don't sit about in mud. I'm going to have to clear its eyes, it's covered in its face. When I've shot it, it's rolled over. It's mixy. We had a doubt, we hadn't even looked at it. I know it's mixy. I can feel now I'm holding its back. I can feel its ribs, I can feel almost my fingers are going straight through it. It's just a mess. So we've done it a favour. It's just laying here. It's going to die a horrible death if we don't take it out and put it out of its misery. It's just another bad part of the job, but it's a good part of the job as well, so it's a bit difficult, but yeah, we'll start heading back now, and we'll have a little chat about what Micks is all about, where it's come from, and what we know about it. Right, it's been about 20 minutes now, maybe a little bit longer since the last shot. We've walked all the way from the very far end of the fields all the way down to here. There's nothing else showing. We did see the fox earlier, that may have something to do with it. It's probably us walking around, we're making quite a bit of noise. Anything that's feeling lively and not mixed is going to be on its toes and gone. The mixy ones, hopefully we've got them all. I doubt it, there's going to be quite a few about. But we're going to call it a day now. We'll have one last scan round and see what we've got. Well, actually, that is weird. Earlier on we were talking about you feeling like you've got some eyes watching you. Well, right in front of me, we've got a roe deer. It's quite a way away. It's well over 100 yards. I've got it in white hot at the moment, and it's the details there. It's not too bad. You click it into black hot, and it seems so much more detailed. The trees around it, you can see the branches, you can see everything, and it's just stood there side on looking at me. I think it doesn't know we're humans. It's just curious as there's something across there. I'm not sure what it is, but I've no doubt if it took a few steps towards it, it'd be on its toes. But yeah, white hot, black hot, they're the ones I usually use, but the detail and the black hot is truly amazing. This is actually, this land next to us, this is not mine. There's a couple of rabbits sat out there, as you would expect. That's the way it goes. They're probably mixy free as well, which would make sense for tonight. Right, first off, big thanks to all the sponsors of the series. Like I said, this is series 25 of the hunting night vision series, or hunting series. It's basically night hunting because it's sponsored by Thomas Jakes, who supply night vision and thermal gear, and that's the majority of the stuff we've been using. So Thomas Jakes have been good enough to let me keep for a little bit longer than we anticipated the Pulsar Telos LRF XP50 and the Pulsar Duo, which we've gone through it before, but I'll tell you again in case it's the first time you've watched. The Pulsar Duo is a combination of a digital day scope and a thermal imaging scope. So you can use it in the daytime as a thermal, and you can use it in the daytime as a digital scope. It's not a night vision scope, so you don't need no IR, and it won't work with it. You got the picture in picture, so you can have thermal scope and digital picture in picture, and vice versa. And also, if you're out shooting squirrels in the red squirrel area, the thermal will pick the image out, and the digital scope will pick up whether it's a grey or red, because you obviously don't want to be shooting reds. Excellent bit of kit, top end kit. I think we've spoke so much about it in the past. It's quite a simple, intuitive way. All the control buttons on the bike. You've got the swap between digital and thermal. You've got the magnification plus button there, all the way up, and you've got the camera button. On the side, there's the menu button. You press that. Short press for short menu, long press for the big menu, and then you just dial in with the wheel, with the dial wheel, and that takes you through the different options in the menu. On the front of here, this is the actual digital scope. And there's a little switch on the top which opens and shuts the shutter. In open, which press between it, digital scope. With it closed, you just got a blank screen. Obviously, lens cap on the front for the thermal. The Pulsar Telos LRF XP50, a little bit different from other thermal spotters. It's got the front focus ring, but behind it is a second ring, and that's for the magnification, and it goes all the way from standard all the way up to 4 times on that, and it's obviously prints out, it displays on the side of the screen what the magnification is. Usual buttons on top, power on and off, there's up and down buttons, and the menu button there. Obviously one of these is for the camera, and the other one is to activate the laser rangefinder. You press one short press, activates it. A longer press brings up a constant scan, so you're constantly scanning the distances for it. Recording facility, it's got a new style battery which we've gone through before. It's quite a nice, and it lasts all night. This is nowhere near halfway empty, and we've been out 3 hours. The Duo has a double battery system. It's got a built-in one, and it's also got an extra one in the top which fits in there. Excellent bits of kits, both top end of the range. Obviously that comes at a cost, and that cost is a lot of money, but they do a lot of a job. So, and as I've said before, it's not what it costs, it's what you get for your money, and you do get a lot with this. Pellets, John Rothery supplying the H&N Barracudas. I found the 18s work absolutely superb in the TDR. It's FAC, so the extra bit of weight is carrying through, and these are actually got unbelievable hitting power. I'm not sure if we're picking it up with any of the night vision or the camera work, or with the scope, but you can hear the actual crack of the pellet hitting the rabbit's skull, and it's dropping them like a hot potato. So I've tested various different H&M pellets, the Barracuda 16s and the HFT pellets, but I found that these are the ones that's working well with the power setting on this. And then finally, to the Air Arms S510 TDR. It's FAC 2.2. I can't say enough about it. It's supremely accurate. It is absolutely superb. It's nice and lightweight. Carry it around all day. I've added it on my tripod, but I've also got a sling on it for when I'm not using the tripod, if I'm in the woods taking a rest on the trees. That is my own personal gun. I like it that much that I ended up buying that. And it is superb, superbly accurate, superbly consistent and superbly reliable. So that's the kit from the sponsors, and we're not just saying this because they're sponsors. This is top quality kit. There's no doubt about it. Next up, when we finish this video, the next one, we're going to swap in all this gear onto the S510 tactical rifle. But that's for another video, and that's for next time. So for the time being, that's all I can tell you about this stuff. We've told you plenty in the past, and it's more than adequate for the job, more than adequate. So I'll leave you there with that one. Right, just a few words on Micks. Some of you, most of you probably will know. There's going to be quite a few of you that don't know. Micks was originally, for want of a better word, introduced in South America. And then from South America it was brought across to France and Australia to control rabbits, and it was so effective that it became a problem, almost completely wiping out rabbits. They don't recover from it, but the population recovers from it, and they do come back because rabbits breed like rabbits. It was introduced into France illegally in 1952. And by 1953, it had come from France into the UK and caused problems, as many things do, as we know. But that's another subject. And we're finding now that it's here for good. There's going to be many of you out there that won't see rabbits at all thanks for this man-made virus that's been there to control rabbits. It's controlled it that well that some areas will never see rabbits again. It does come back, it seems to go in cycles. I've actually lived in Cumbria now. Well, I've been coming to Cumbria for around about 10 years, and I can count on one hand the amount of rabbits I've had that's had Micks in those years. This week's changed that altogether. I've had more rabbits I've had twice that many this week that's suffering from Micks, and some of them looked quite poorly straight away before even getting my hands on them after shotting. Some of them look quite healthy even after shotting, and we picked them up, looked at them, and you can see the starters of the Micks, and it's a terrible disease. It's passed on to rabbit. It's not passed on to humans, it's not passed on to dogs, and apparently it's quite safe for us to eat it. Now, I've got a box full of rabbits here, and not one of those is going in my freezer. I would not entertain eating it. If I want to eat that sort of rubbish, I'd probably go to one of the fast food outlets. I won't even feed it to my dog. He's not having any of that. I'm not taking that risk. It doesn't look nice, it doesn't smell nice. All the talk of it not being harmful to humans is probably quite true, but I ain't taking the risk, and I'm not going to risk any upset stomachs or any sort of problems. The Micks is here to stay, and it's not going to change unless the rabbit's vaccinated, which wild rabbits won't be. Then the rabbit will die. 99% fatality rate. The pet rabbits are also at risk because it can be not just passed on by immediate contact from rabbit to rabbit, but fleas or blood-sucking insects that pass on from wild rabbits to pet rabbits in cages outside, and then you're going to find that your pet rabbit's gone. And like I say, if it's not vaccinated, it stands no chance of surviving. It's like I say, it's a 99% fatality rate. I would probably put it at 100%. When you see the state of them, they ain't coming back from that. It's a sad state of affairs. It's like it's something we brought to ourselves, and it's been that effective. It's caused problems up and down the country. You've only got to talk to people from like 30 years ago. They'd be out shooting thousands of rabbits in a weekend. You're not seeing that many anymore, and that's a lot of it's down to Micks. There's other diseases as well. Which come along quite quick and take them out quickly. This is a lingering long disease, long virus, and they suffer quite badly with it. You pick them up and they feel bony, just like a bag of bones. I picked a couple up tonight, and my fingers have almost gone through them because there's nothing left of them, and they just, you can tell when they're at it through the scope, or when they're suffering from it. They just seem to be like moving their head side to side as if they're trying to focus, because all their eyes are puffed up and they can't see through them. And it goes through their eyes, the ears, the genitals, and it gets into the paws and everything. It's a little bit like squirrelpox. But it's with us to stay, and there's, you know, we've just got to keep on top of it. And the most humane thing we can do about it is when you see one with Micks, is dispatch it and then burn it. That's where they've got to go. Fox will eat them. Like I say, it doesn't affect anything else. Fox will eat these all day long and not be bothered by it. They eat a lot worse things. But that is just a little bit of insight for you. Like I say, South America, came to Australia, into France, came from France to here, and then we're suffering the consequences of it, and up and down the country. Like I said, there's certain areas, no rabbits at all. So it's sad days. I hope that's been of interest for you, a little bit of help for these people that don't know anything about it. And I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's quite a different one. It's been a bit of a mercy mission for the myxomatosis. And hopefully, any questions, pop them down. We'll answer them. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps us all provide more content for you from future sponsors. And I hope you all enjoy the video, and please let me know. Thanks a lot, and we'll catch you on the next one.